Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another stream, ladies and gentlemen. It's Friday night, which means it's time for your Liverpool panel show, ladies and gentlemen. We are here to discuss Liverpool Football Club and nothing else but Liverpool Football Club with my lovely people on the panel. We start off by the biggest celebrity, man like Rax is in the building. You get me? Biggest celeb in the building. Massive model as well. And great guy. Big up to you, Rax, cryptocurrency trader. He could buy Liverpool tomorrow if he wanted. Shout out to Rax. We got the man, the myth, the legend, K-Mac is in the building, guys. Always double check when he gives you statistics, but other than that, great guy and a solid dude. You get me? Speaking of solid dude, Mike with a mustache is back, here to spread positivity across Liverpool platforms and tell us why Liverpool still suck. Jamie Phillips is here without a beard, may I add, which really shocked Rax in the beginning. And the biggest fraud in history of Liverpool YouTube is also joining us. Man like Emeka, who as soon as Salah makes one wrong pass is in the watch along, just chatting shit in the chat about, oh my God, Salah stinker. Other than that, big up to all of you guys. Like the video, subscribe. And the reason why there is no intro is because code Hussam doesn't apply anymore. See this right here? The one that I'm wearing right now is from OK Jersey. Check out our sponsor, OK Jersey, and use code MHF15 for 15%. I spoke to Edward, and he is going to run this code up until January 31st. So we have a code that applies for the next week for 15% discount, ladies and gentlemen. Not 8, not 10, not 12, 15% discount. And go check out all the winter edition stuff that we bought. I showed you guys yesterday. I got my Palmeiras windbreaker, my Boca Juniors jacket. You get me? My Mexico double-sided jacket, my Liverpool hoodie. So there's a lot of stuff for you guys to check out. And use code MHF15 for 15% off. Now, on that note, let's just get straight into it. Let me start off with Jamie, actually. Let's get some positivity going. Fucking hell. Look at these miserable people. Why so miserable, guys? Let's go to Jamie Phillips. Hi, Jamie.
Hi.
Shall we talk about Liverpool Marseille first, or this Robertson stuff first, or what? You decide.
Let's talk about Marseille first.
Go for it.
Because it was the most fun I've had for 90 minutes since my honeymoon. It was it was the best I've seen Liverpool play this season.
I hope you got married relatively recently, Jamie.
No, man, I've had a lot of boring 90 minutes. No, it was this is the most fun I've had with a Liverpool game this season. Even the Madrid games, I thought this was the best because I saw something in this game that I've been asking for since August, and that's having attacking fullbacks and letting fullbacks play the way they're meant to play. Which I like. I like attacking football. I like having a little bit of risk in my game when you leave yourself a little short at the back sometimes. I don't mind that. I prefer that to all that slow progressive bollocks. So, yeah, I enjoyed it, man. Everyone passed forward, weren't many backwards passes. Sposlai put on a second half clinic. Fullbacks are excellent. Ekatike was excellent. Wirtz was excellent. Even McAllister was pretty decent. And Joe Gomez looked good at the back. There's nothing to be upset about, man. But what I'm doing now, I'm only taking one game at a time. I'm not going to say, oh, he's turned the corner.
Yes.
We're on our way back, because we've probably drawn 0-0 at Bournemouth tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just enjoying the moments. That's all I'm going to do for the rest of the season now. Not get too upset about things no more. There's no point. The club ain't going to change anything. So I'm just going to enjoy the moment. And on Wednesday night was a very good moment and very enjoyable. And I give credit to Slot. Slot got it right. Everyone thought that hipster manager De Zerbi was going to put a beating on us, and Slot out-coached him pretty much. So for that day and that night only, I'll give Slot all the credit in the world, and I enjoyed the game, man. That's all I'm going to say.
Whoa. Let me just respond to this real quick, because this is very important. Other teams' kits, I'm sickened, Hussam. I didn't buy a Man United and a Chelsea kit. I got fucking Boca Juniors. What rivalry or connection do we have with Boca Juniors, Palmeiras, and the Mexico national team? Don't be a weirdo, Shawnee. Yeah? Don't be a weirdo, Shawnee. You get me? I'm not even wearing any European club, by the way. Actually, I haven't bought any European club shirts. Your Scouse friend, Tom Little, has Madrid and Bayern and Dortmund shirts and England shirts in his background. At least I buy an Argentinian club that has no connection to Liverpool. So find some shame. Find some shame. Boca Juniors, iconic football club. Riquelme played for them. Palmeiras had Roberto Carlos, Cafu, Edmundo back in the day, Rivaldo. You get me? It's a football history here, Habibi. Anyway, the thing that I wanted to say just on Jamie's point, which is very important. Guys, is there a thing now in the Liverpool fan base where everyone, like Emeka with Salah, like multiple people, this is not just Emeka, I'm just giving, it's just example. Is it now a thing in the Liverpool fan base where just...
Don't worry, Jimmy, I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him.
Where everyone just wants to be right instead of us like actually legitimately taking a step back and saying it like as it is about Liverpool Football Club. Because when it comes to the Marseille game, I'll be honest, I thought De Zerbi was going to outcoach Slot. I expected us to lose or draw that game. And as Jamie pointed out, we were completely dominant. We could have won that game by 5 or 6 goals. Salah missed a sitter. Ekitike hit the post. Wirtz forced the save at the near post. We had 3 chances that we could have scored goals. That game could have ended 4, 5, or 6. But I've got no problem with us having 6 chances and scoring 3 goals versus not creating anything and scoring 2 goals, like the game away at Spurs as an example, because that was miserable. So for me, I had fun watching the game. I actually thought Liverpool were really good to watch, you know?
No, I agree, man.
I'm going to give you a wild stat.
Double check.
That's the first time we've won a game 3-0 without conceding a goal since September last year. Sorry, since September,
I believe that.
Since September the year before. Sorry.
Yeah,
wasn't that Brentford at home, I swear? That was Brentford at home, 3-0.
I think so, yeah.
That was when Nunes scored the goal by mistake?
I think so, yeah.
I wonder what last time you won 3-0
Isn't that
away
wild?
from home is then.
Isn't that wild? How many times did we see Liverpool just batter people like by goals and goals and goals and not conceding?
Wait, didn't we beat Frankfurt 4-0 this season?
No, it was 5-1.
Oh yeah, we conceded to Frankfurt.
So look, the game, the new guys we've signed are just brilliant. Like, they're just brilliant players, and the form that they are in now, because every time I watch Frimpong, I think he's got a goal or an assist in him every single time. Like, he's creating, he's getting forward, he's dangerous. He's just a brilliant player, which is the guy that we signed. And Wirtz is combining really well with him. Kirkez, there's a reason why Andy Robertson's leaving Liverpool now. It's because of Kirkez. It's as simple as that. And I do want to do a montage on Andy Robertson because he's been an absolute legend for us. He really has.
Yes.
But he's only 31 and he's got the World Cup coming up. And I don't blame him for wanting to play first team football. I really don't blame him. Like, he wants to be still at the top of his game, and he's still a good player. But he's not the player we need right now. Like, we do need Kirkez. We do need that energy. We do need someone to get up and down the flank. And look, you can say what you want about Mo Salah, but Mo Salah was a threat all game and gave other people space.
Say that again.
Mo Salah was a threat all game and gave other people space so they could then move around, which made the game easier for us. And if
you have a
that's
single game this season where Salah played where we were boring or we created nothing? No.
We created loads. Like Salah missed a big chance. Yeah, Salah
and he should have scored. 100% should have.
Like, he should have scored. Like, 100%. But for me,
it's not the first time we've said that this year.
And Jamie's absolutely right by saying we have to take Liverpool one game at a time, because we can't get carried away and think that we're going to continue this, because it felt like how we played against Brighton. Like, a team tried to play us at our own game, and we're really good at our game. Unfortunately, when teams want to play a tough game in long balls, set pieces, try and keep it tight, and then we'll probably fail, because that's what we've done all season. But like the Brighton game, when they came to Anfield,
that's Emeka, your mic is loud as shit,
and we beat them. It happened again with De Zerbi, and he's a bit of a hipster manager, like the Brighton manager. So let's see what happens. But Bournemouth's not going to be an easy game.
Yeah, that's going to be a very tough test.
It's going to be a tough test.
Yeah, I agree.
But if he plays the players the way he's been playing them recently, and he's been letting the shackles off, and he's been letting Wirtz and Frimpong and Kirkes being able to roam and being able to do what they're good at, we might stand a chance. And Gravenberch was really good against Marseille, filling in for that right back position when Frimpong got forward.
I agree.
And hopefully he can do it again. And yeah.
So was McAllister, by the way. Credit to Maka.
Yeah, McAllister was decent.
My midfielder. The guy spraying passes all the way.
So just so we're clear before I go, and I'm seeing some comments in the chat too. So are we we're saying Salah played well. That's what we're saying. He had a good game, is what we're saying.
No, we're saying here. Why is everything black and white
because
with you?
Salah was on the pitch, he created space for other players. That's what I'm saying.
Why is everything just so black and white with you, though? Why can't you have an in the middle? Why is there in the middle option doesn't exist?
Well, I don't think. Well, if we're being, because you talk about keeping the same energy.
I mean, you're going to go straight in on Salah. You're not going to talk about the game first.
Well, he keeps mentioning my name. He keeps mentioning my name in Salah. So what do you want me to do?
No, I just used it as an example.
The funny thing is, I wasn't even going to talk about Salah today, but you keep mentioning it. The chat keeps mentioning
I just
it,
used
so
it as an example.
Yeah, no, for sure. I just want to confirm, did you guys watch a masterclass Salah performance or
no? But now you're changing our words.
Yeah, but you're saying that I said something about Salah in the chat, or are you saying that
I actually don't think a single player had a masterclass in that game, other than Frimpong maybe. But the rest were all.
I'd say Gomez. I'd say Gomez had a really good game. I think Gomez.
Yeah, fair. But I think the rest of the team was basically like above average to very good range. No one had a masterclass. But why do you make things black and white, though? And this is your problem because you were in the chat talking about Salah stinker. It's not a stinker and it's not a masterclass. He was just, above average.
I don't think he had a good game, but that doesn't.
I just say he was above average.
I don't think he should play, because my takeaway from the game was that, and you can vouch for this as well, Hussam. I've been saying that Salah should play closer to the goal in a 2, right? I've been said I don't think he, at this stage in his career, I don't think he can play on that wing for us the way we want him to play. So if Slot wants to play him, the best bet is for us to have a formation where he's up there in a 2. So I was happy to see that. And really my takeaway was just, I was thinking future looking. Now that it seems he's willing to play this way, how much better or how deadly I think we can look if we play with these flying fullbacks and that same formation. And let's say we had Isak there up front yesterday with Ekatike. I think we could have looked a lot better. I think some of the chances missed, wouldn't have been missed. And just in terms of keeping the same.
He only missed one chance, though, that I would say he should have
scored. That's a serious chance. If that was Gakpo, if that was Nunez, if that was anyone else, I know how a lot of people in this chat and a lot of people on this panel would have been reacting. So let's not pretend it was just a regular chance.
Gakpo don't have credit in the bank.
If we won 3-0,
an easier chance. Even.
If we won 3-0, I don't think people will be moaning about Gakpo doing that. I agree. If it was a tight game, if it was a tight game, probably Salah would have got some criticism as well. But when you win 3-0, you can forgive a lot.
Yeah, which is why I had no problems. Like when you're up 3-0, it's whatever. I don't.
The thing is, you're saying something like you're saying when Isak is back, he'll score those chances. The problem is Isak is not an option from now until March. So what can I do?
That's why I said future looking. I said future looking.
But we're not talking about
Bournemouth,
which is tomorrow.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, we're talking about Bournemouth, which is tomorrow. My thing is, first of all, you keep saying if that was Gakpo, yes, you're correct. We wouldn't have kept the same energy because Salah is not Gakpo, and there is an element of that. This is the reality. I'm gonna use a basketball analogy. When Steph Curry misses a 3, it's not like Draymond Green missing a 3. If you're a Warriors fan watching that, if Steph's missing, you're like, okay, shit. Even if he's finished or whatever, he's still Steph. He's still someone that, For me, with Gakpo, the reason why is, look, and I've explained this before, I'm not scapegoating Cody Gakpo. I don't even dislike Cody Gakpo. I don't even think Gakpo is the problem or a problem. I think the formation is not allowing us to utilize the player's strengths to every single player, which is why, finish the sentence, Kirkes and Frimpong have looked great over the last 2-3 games because I'm not asking them to underlap anymore because every time they overlap, they look good, which is why, and you can vouch as an honest man, I never piled on Kirkes, I never piled on Frimpong. I was actually from August, I said play Frimpong right back, and from August I said play Kirk as left back. I've been defending both of them, so that's not just a Salah thing. Now the thing with the Salah thing is the following: he missed a chance that he should have scored. So did Ekitike, so did Wirtz. I have no problem in a game where we win 3-0 and we create like 5-6 goal scoring opportunities and end up winning 3-0. I have a problem with Spurs away, where we create nothing and end up winning, and people in the chat gaslight us to tell us that that's a good performance. No, mate, that's a shit performance. And Marseille's only real big chance was Aubameyang. Aubameyang's chance was a legitimate big chance, but it was a fantastic save from Alisson. Other than that, a lot of their XG, and I went and actually did a breakdown video yesterday, a lot of their XG are shots from far, like from around the box and shit. Like, it's not like they did anything dangerous against us, which is why it's not a matter of like me just defending someone blindly. I'm not defending him. I'm saying he was above average. Like, it's not a masterclass and it's not a stinker either. I don't think anyone stank on the football pitch. And the thing with Cody Gakpo is now for that front two, and this where now we're going to have a conversation as well about like this formation moving forward. Slot can't go away to Bournemouth tomorrow, with all due respect, and back to the shit that doesn't work anyway. Yeah. Like, I don't do tomorrow, inshallah, all of us happy, safe, and healthy. We look at the lineup 4-2-3-1 and blah, blah, blah. Like, I just don't want to see that shit. You get me? I want to see just stick to the shit because it worked. And that's it.
That was that's what I was going to get to, actually, is I think this formation actually suits the personnel we have this year based on who the manager actually trusts to play in the front line, right? You only have two. Most games we have two attackers that he's comfortable playing, maximum three. So if we play with a two, Gakpo looked like where the positions he was picking up is where I would want Gakpo picking up positions in the front, not out wide where he has to dribble and do the same cut in on his right foot move. Keep him close to the net. Pass him the ball where he got it for that third goal and shoot. That's all I want to see from Gakpo. And if we actually think about when he first came to the club, like that is how Klopp profiled him. Klopp had him playing mostly up front for us. So he probably saw a lot of these limitations that we're seeing now that Gakpo's playing predominantly on the left. So I think that two up front actually suits Salah better. It suits Gakpo better. It obviously suits Ekitike. And then once we actually get Ekitike and Isak back, it naturally fits both, because as I've been saying for a while now, I think Ekitike's shown a level where we can't look at this as a one plays, one sits with Ekitike and Isak. Like, it's clear that we're going to have to figure out a way for both of them to be able to play in our team when we're fully healthy. And I think this formation is one of those ways we can do that.
Yeah, you just replace Ekitike with Gakpo, don't you?
Yeah.
That's literally what you do. Yeah, you're right. That box formation. So it was like a two sitting and a two in front, 2 10s, weren't it? Which allowed the width of the wide fullbacks to get forward. And guess what? When Kirkes and Frimpong are played like the players we originally bought, they actually look good. Shock, ain't it? It's like it's quite easy. And again, I hope he does it against Bournemouth, and I hope he continues playing like this again. I'm not going to believe in it till I see it, but he might. When a manager stumbles onto something and it just works. I think the players that he's got at his disposal right now fit this system, and he just needs to keep playing like that. Take the handbrake off, let the fullbacks do their thing, let them overlap, get them wide, get the crosses in the box, let Ekitike and Wirtz do their thing up top. It's what they got to do, man. But will he stick to it? That's the thing.
And I think Jamie, that's the concern as well, right? Because for us as fans to have been calling this basically since the summer, especially when we had both Ekitike and Isak there.
Like the way Jamie said, Slot stumbled on it. We were all out. We all seen it. When we signed all these players, we were like, "That's how you got to play with them."
Yeah. And even against Spurs, when Isak got hurt, we finally got to see what we've all kind of been asking for, right? Isak and Ekitike up top, Wirtz in behind them, and we scored a nice goal, right? It was kind of against the run of play, but still, it was a well-created goal where all three players touched the ball, and I think that's what all of us kind of envisioned with the three of them playing together. So as much as I'm happy he did it, if again, as you said, if he goes back to what we were doing before against Bournemouth, then it's a real concern. It's like
even positive Jamie will be upset.
Yeah, you have to stick with what works. We don't want to see the way we were playing before. It's clear Gakpo's just, he's not what we need on that wing. So until we bring in a winger, he's who we have as an attacker. Play him as one of the two strikers. Same with Salah. Salah's no longer what we need at the right wing position. Put him closer to the net with a second striker, and then just rotate those three strikers and rotate the 4 or 5.
Yeah, that's my thing, because Isak injured, unfortunately. So it's going to have to be those three. I agree, Ekitike has to be like the standard guy. And then play Salah once, Gakpo once.
Yeah, just rotate those two. And I don't know if you guys agree with this, but I think Salah, the way United, I don't know if you guys noticed, the way United has managed Casemiro this season, which I think has actually got the best out of him. I think we should kind of start doing something similar with Salah, where Cassie plays like the first 60, 70 minutes, full tilts. He's not conserving energy. And then the last 20 minutes when he runs out of steam, he comes off, or vice versa. He comes on later in the game, because I just think at the end of that game, you could see the legs were gone on Salah. And obviously we have no one to substitute
He actually ran the second most on the pitch, though, to be fair to him. 10.6 kilometers.
For sure. But just visually, it looked like he was kind of running out of steam. And I'm not saying it's just him, but obviously
here's the issue with your logic, though. The issue is Chiesa called Slot a bald bastard in training. So that option that you said is just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. Like, as much as because one thing we've got to keep in mind as well is at some point in time, we're going to have to rest Ekitike too.
Yeah.
I try and see Ekitike in the FA Cup game at home to Brighton. I'm just not. Because here's the thing. We know for a fact now, minimum, I would say minimum probably Isak is back, late March at best. At best, like 15th to 20th March, best case scenario. So from now until then, I've got a shitload of game in these next 2 months. I can't have like Ekitike play like Premier League, FA Cup, Champions League, Premier League, FA Cup, Champions League. So there needs to be some form of rotation of some case. But I don't know why. A part of me just thinks that Slot is going to revert back to like the shit tomorrow. I just don't fucking know why.
Isak and Leone are on pitch training now. So they finished like complete rehab. They're now doing
but it's
strength training.
Yeah, but that takes a long time with an ace.
Leone's like a month or so.
No, Leone's not going to play.
Let me Google it right now.
At least not.
Leone's not back until December.
I don't know, but there's a lot of stuff on the website talking about them, like
even if they're on the pitch, they're not on the pitch playing football.
I just
they may be touching
exactly what I said. While no exact data set, he's expected to return late March or early April.
Okay.
Isak.
Is that Isak? Okay.
Yeah, Isak. Leone, I think till the end of the season because it's ACL.
No, Leone's done. He's not going to be back till like October.
Yeah, I think that is pointless to play Leone anyway.
Yeah, so a fibula fracture, which is apparently what was it, a fibula or was it an ankle?
Go on, Dr. Rax.
No. I listen. I broke my leg playing football. And it was actually quite a bad break. I broke it in 3 places. Yeah, that's all right. I'm still here. But it was quite a bad break. I had my fibula broke in 1 place and my tibia in 2 places. So like I've still got a metal thing down my shin bone. I think it's like for the bone to heal for a fibula is like, I don't know, 6 weeks, maybe 2 months. But then again, you've still got you've got to, on the pitch, you got to start running, you got to start touching the ball, you got to start playing with players. So yeah, I mean, I think we're probably looking at 3 months, which I think he did it in end of December, right? So some point in March.
Sorry, Rax, we're laughing at you, mate.
It's like, whoa.
But yeah, so I think until he's playing at a good standard, we're probably looking at end of March time, if at best. And then we'll see what happens.
And it's going to be more the mental side for Isak. That's going to be it's going to take a while for him to feel fully confident, I feel. Everybody's different.
There is his face.
I don't feel like a fibula fracture is quite the same. Like literally, when I broke my leg, and I don't want to make this all about me, but when my leg was like moving like this, it was like there
Oh
was,
my
it was,
God.
it was pretty bad. A fibula, your main support is on your tibia.
On your
His leg
tibia,
would have been he would have felt it obviously, and it would have been painful. But the shock of looking up and looking down and seeing your leg kind of bent in the wrong direction is not pleasant.
No,
For sure.
no, not at all, man. Not at all.
Mike, do you think we go back to 4-3-2-1 then, Mike? Donut hole.
I mean, listen, I don't
Don't
think
get
that
you
it's-
involved.
Yeah. No, I've just been sort of listening and sitting back and letting everyone be positive, letting everyone keep the vibes up. Try not to be a damper. You know, we did win 3-0. There you go. Big up, Sean. Big up Hussam, who's not on the screen, but he is there to do this. Listen, I think that there's a reason why I didn't blow a gasket after we beat Villa and after we beat Madrid. There's a reason why I stayed exactly the same narrative that I had, for better or for worse. And ultimately, you know, Marseille tried to play football against us. And the one change that we made is that we went man-to-man for large majorities of the press. We're not going to do that against fucking Bournemouth. You know, Bournemouth are not going to sit there and try to build up. They're not going to sit there and try to play football. Now, maybe they do. I have no idea. And maybe there's spells in the game where they do. I have no idea. But I'm expecting Liverpool to have 70% possession. I'm expecting Liverpool to be controlling the ball, you know, in the first third of the opposition half for 80% of that 70% of the possession. It's not going to be the same thing as Marseille. I mean, I think for Europe, this game against Marseille, fantastic. For the Champions League, it's great. You know what? I know that I can go to tough away grounds and I can put in performances. And I think in that microcosm, fantastic, great signs, continue, move forward. You have somewhat of a formula now. You've beaten big teams, move on. But when it comes to the Premier League, I mean, in England right now, we've only won 29% of the last 17 games. We have a 29% win percentage in the last 17 games. We are on pace in the Premier League, if nothing changes, to finish on 62 points. 62 points. That is what we were on pace for. We have achieved 54% of points so far. If we achieve 54% of points for the rest of the season, that's 62. That's like 8th place, 9th place. So going forward, I don't know. There's nothing that I saw that made me think, you know what, that's going to work great against the low block. Because in the first half, when Marseille were defending deep, I kept finding McAllister and Soboslai and Gravenberch in tight spaces, unable to do anything, right? There was the one moment where McAllister took the shot from outside the box, but that's when he brings it down. His technical ability brings down the control, takes the shot. That's not sustainable. That's not consistent. And I felt like, once the game opened up, we started to score more goals. One of those being in garbage time, but it was well taken by Gakpo. But I think that counterattack, like if there's one positive that can translate into the Premier League, the way that we countered on Gakpo's goal is the way that we should counter for 90 minutes every game. Guys marauding up the pitch. Gravenberch had 4 different options. The last time I saw a counterattack where the guy possessing the ball had 4 options in the Premier League, I don't know, probably 9 months ago, 10 months ago, maybe even 12 months ago. We just don't see that anymore. I think that, if we want to have success in the Premier League, Arnie's it's not really about formation. It's more about the way that we move the ball, the pace that we move the ball, the pace that the players off the ball are moving, and the amount of times that we commit to a counterattack, because we just don't commit to counters. We didn't commit to counters against Burnley. We didn't commit to counters against Leeds or against Sunderland. There's a handbrake that Arnie Slot puts on in the Premier League, and for some reason we decide to let go of that in Europe. So yeah, I think that there's plenty of positives. Joe Gomez was fantastic. Ekitike, great. I don't think that, listen, I don't know about you. I've seen enough different elements of right wing. Put Salah there and shut the fuck up. I don't give a shit how he plays. Everyone else sucks ass in that position. Frimpong has to play right back because I don't have a right back. He is it. Connor Bradley is gone. Joe Gomez is a backup center back. Aaron Ramsey can't touch the pitch. Left back wise, I'm about to lose Robertson, so I don't have another left back. So Kirkus has to stay there, which means that, I don't really want Wirtz to be on the left wing. because Wirtz should be where Szoboszlai was finding himself against Marseille. But Wirtz has to play on the left wing because Gakpo is shit. But I don't even know because Arne Slot loves Cody Gakpo. So yeah, I'm kind of all over the place. But at the end of the day, good win, great for Europe. I don't think much is going to translate to the Premier League, and I just think that that's the reality of the situation that we're in because we've been decent in Europe. Like we beat Madrid, we beat Atletico Madrid, we beat Frankfurt, we beat Marseille. Yeah, we slipped up against Inter Milan. We slipped up against Galatasaray, and of course there was the embarrassment against PSV. But at the end of the day, we're what are we in 5th place, something like that? And if we beat Karabakh, we end in the top 8, and we all know the number 1 seed don't mean jack shit. Hopefully that number 1 seed curse rubs off on Arsenal, and they get screwed over, and they got to play some behemoth in the round of 16. But it is what it is.
I also want to just add a bit more positivity. Why not, eh? We're on the best unbeaten run in any team in Europe right now with 7 wins and 6 losses. 7 wins.
You just had to bring that up.
No
you just had to bring that up. You just had to bring that up.
I had to.
Look, I kind of concur with Mike in the sense that I mentioned this on the terrace at the time. When we go on, I try and stay a little bit more level-headed when we lose and when we win, in the sense that I am probably the last person who may or may not be slot out. We can discuss that. Come back to it. Whereas everybody else has kind of made their decision. So, but at the same time, after a good win like that, I'm not going to forget about some of the really, really bad performances and really, really bad results that we've had recently. Like Burnley at home is shocking. Leeds at home is shocking. So I will try and be a little bit more. I'm not saying you guys aren't balanced, but I'm not going to get too happy and I'm not going to get too sad, because I will start becoming more and more enthusiastic if we win and play well in 4 or 5 or 6 games. We don't have to win all of the games, because look, league-wise, we're out of it this season. So what we really need to do now for the rest of this season, certainly as far as the league is concerned, is of course secure Champions League football. But more importantly, we need to build and look towards next season. We need to start building momentum for next season, because this season is gone. But if we can start doing that, playing well, getting good victories, showing patterns of play, showing that we've got the balls to kind of come back from difficult situations, show that we can win games convincingly, that will take us into next season with a spring in our step and with confidence to go and do what we should have done this season. We can't do it, but do what we were supposed to do this season in our minds when we all started the season. We had us winning league. We have to take that into next season. And you don't do that by being rubbish for the rest of this season and then just switch it on next August.
Yeah, the thing is, there needs to be with the Champions League stuff. There needs to be as well some league momentum carrying over as well. Because I know a lot of people go like, "Oh yeah, we want to win the Champions League," and blah blah blah.
People say they concentrate on the Champions. I don't think it works like that.
Yeah, you can't be shit on the Saturday and great on the Wednesday. You can't doesn't work that way.
You can't. United and Chelsea have just got new managers. You can't.
You need momentum.
Place is not easy anymore. That's not easy.
I actually think Slot feels like Liverpool can win the Champions League, and that's why he's opening up more in Champions League games. Because if you look at it, all 5 English teams are probably going to make the last 16 if all goes well in their final games next week.
Going to be in 5th.
Yeah. So that's 5 English teams in the last 16. Slot will probably look at that and probably feel like the other European teams, Real Madrid by name, are fantastic, but they're not. I think they're very beatable. I think Bayern Munich are very beatable as well. Yeah, so Slot might be looking at it and thinking, and PSG...
Chelsea beat Barcelona a few weeks ago.
They smashed them.
And it wasn't like they got robbed.
Weren't even competitive. So...
We can 100% win the Champions League.
I think Slot's just looking at it. I think Slot... The thing is, though, if Slot wins the league and Champions League 2 years in a row, That's some. You
it
ain't
is.
going nowhere.
I know, bro.
I hold my
I
hands
don't
up.
want to
If
do
he gets
this.
us the Champions League,
Let's-
then he
I-
stays. I'm serious.
That
If
is
he
a
gets
new
the
contract.
Champions League,
And
he
right,
stays.
by the way,
He
and rightly
stays.
so as well. I would
Yeah,
say
yeah,
rightly
he
so.
has to
I'm just listen. You know, I can't.
Don't
wrap my
talk
head
about.
around
Let's
that.
not talk about. Let's
I
not
won't.
talk about
I
that
won't.
because that's.
I won't.
The thing
I
is
just
for
don't think
me
it's
though, when
far-fetched,
push,
though.
let's be objective about this. Let's actually have this Champions League conversation because I actually do want to have it because I think it's very important. Let me just grab these supers. I'm gonna actually have this UCL conversation.
Okay.
We got all of you guys locked in. Thank you to everyone who has supported us. I appreciate every single one of you guys, man. And big up to everyone who's shown us so much love. And please do hit the like button, subscribe though, because the algorithms, as per usual, are effing us over. So we need to get to 200 likes, 300 likes ASAP. And I'm closing in on 69k Habibis. So I'd like to get there with you guys' support. Hussam bought a Robertson shirt. You know, Enos, why a Robertson Spurs shirt. You know why, Enos, no one will believe this, Habibi? Is because I wouldn't even buy a Robertson Liverpool shirt to begin with in order to buy a Robertson Spurs shirt. Have some shame. What's bro's beef with Salah? I told you the reason. A lot of people hate on Salah. It's the same kind of 2-3 things with Mo. Emeka was probably a Mane guy. Mane left. Salah overtook him so badly, and now he just has to hate on him. You just didn't compare.
Can I respond to that though? Can I respond to that?
Yeah, go on.
Because I don't hate Salah.
Respond to this as well while you're at it. You just didn't compare Nunes, Gakpo, Salah to Salah, man. Go ahead, respond to both.
I'll respond to that one first, actually, because I'll respond to it by going back to you, Hussam, because earlier in the season when Salah was doing what he's doing now, missing wide open chances, kicking the ball out of bounds when he's in the 6-yard box, I said, I'm looking at him because he's Mohamed Salah, so I have a higher standard for him because he's better than Nunes, he's better than Gakpo, and you said that's crazy for me to think that way. So now I'm getting a super chat saying, why am I comparing Nunes to Gakpo or Nunes and Gakpo to Salah? But when I was holding Salah to a higher standard, that was a problem. And you brought up the example of Steph Curry missing a 3. And if he misses a 3, then you'll say it's Steph. We don't mind. And I agree with that. The difference is if it's every game, Curry starts missing wide open 3s, you're going to start questioning why is the best shooter of all time missing wide open 3s every game? And that's the stage we've gotten to with Salah, where if you're actually being objective, like you can make whatever excuse or whatever you want to make. Like these are chances that we expect Salah to be hitting. Regardless of circumstance, regardless of how the team is performing, these are chances that we expect Salah to be putting in the back of the net. And this isn't the first time. We've seen it at Chelsea. We saw it in the United game. We saw it in the Brighton game before he left. So clearly this is just where we are. Like it is what it is. There's no hate. There's no hate on him. The hate to me actually is on the other side, especially with Mane. Where I feel there's because if you actually listen to when other fans talk about and I saw it on your last stream is where I first officially saw it. I was seeing it a lot on Twitter where people say, why do Liverpool fans hate Mane? Why are Liverpool fans always going at Mane? And I'm like, I don't see that. None of the Liverpool fans I talk to hate Mane. But then I saw it in your chat. I think it was Lex or whatever that made that comment about Salah carried Mane and Mane can't do anything without Salah. And I quickly stopped him because I'm like, yo, that is not the case. If we're being objective here, Salah has clearly surpassed Mane based on longevity, like surpassed Mane in terms of his Liverpool legacy based on longevity. He's been here longer. He's won without Mane. But if we actually go back to the years when they were winning titles together, there was anyone that thinks Salah is clear of Mane, like you don't know football to me. Those two were going band for band every year, every single year. There's a couple years where Salah might have had a little bit more GA.
Except the last year and a half for me.
Yeah, except the last year and a half, which is kind of where Mane fell off a cliff, right?
COVID onwards, but forget the whole Mane thing. My thing is, the reason why this whole standard thing is weak, I actually use a basketball analogy again. The standard argument is exactly why Andre Iguodala has a finals MVP. It's because people go like, oh my God, we hold this guy to a bigger standard. So it's okay for this other guy to miss 12 big chances in front of the net. But the moment this guy misses one big chance in front of the net, I'm gonna hone in on him. I've debunked the standards argument 100%. Looking at players differently does not mean that I excuse players who are shit being shit just because they're shit. That's illogical. And it's the same time, I can't look. By the way, I'll give you a very good example. Everyone on the panel loves Ektike. Ektike went 9 games without a goal. Using your argument, his standards are higher. Ektike should never go 9 games without a goal. By the way, how many goals has Erling Haaland scored over the last 10 games? Well, we judge Erling Haaland to a different standard. Haaland shit. Haaland would start for us tomorrow. Haaland would start for every team in world football.
That's disingenuous. That's disingenuous.
Haaland misses a lot of opportunities.
That's disingenuous.
Thank you, Jamie. The last game, forget Man United. The game before that, Chelsea at home. You can shake your head all you want, but it's just kind of the Chelsea game at home. How many sitters did Haaland miss? Are you listening to City fans going like, "Oh my God, Haaland is shit because I judge him to a different standard"? That is just
Husam, that's disingenuous because he's sitting on 20 Premier League goals before this drought. So why would they say that about him? Salah's not
before this drought. So I'm talking about the drought.
Right, but that wouldn't make sense. Like last season, near the end of the season, Salah went on a little bit of a drought too.
He's been back one game. He's been back one game.
K-Mac.
Bloody hell, mate. Like, give him a couple more games. He's been back one game. And you don't think Salah would have scored that Cody chance?
I thought
you don't think Salah would have scored that Cody chance?
Okay, guys, chill out.
We're literally
just to establish something.
Just to establish something. You guys are arguing.
Okay, can I just use the example, please? Because it's very important to unpack this. Nottingham Forest, Sunderland, Chelsea, Brighton, and Man United. How many goals has Haaland scored in those 6 games, of which he played 90 minutes in all of them?
And Husam, I'm sorry, I just want to. Can I make one comment just to this person that commented here? Would it be Husam is Muslim and Arab, so he's biased. I actually want to talk about this because I actually think that's completely normal and that should be expected. Not saying that is why, but that's just human nature. That's genuinely human nature. If you are watching,
I'm white and Christian and I'm biased. You know what I mean?
It's human nature.
Just to respond. It's not normal, and you're wrong. Just to respond to Dumbass over here, because this is a narrative that's propagated a lot of the times. Just to respond to Dumbass. When Tsimikas made that tackle against Marseille, he was spotted screaming Allahu Akbar after the tackle. Jeremy Frimpong, after he scored the goal against Marseille, was spotted doing istighfar on the football pitch. Are you dumb? How many players have I defended of Liverpool Football Club this season? Alexis McAllister, Frimpong, Tsimikas, Wirtz. I was sat there on shows defending Florian Wirtz. What sect of Islam does Florian Wirtz follow? Don't be a dumbass. I'm debunking Emeka's argument. Now, back to Erling Haaland. In these last 6 games,
Wissam, you are biased.
No, I'm not biased at all. I'm not biased at all. I'm literally not biased.
And I know
you're
you
the
are
ones
because
that are biased.
No, you
and everyone on your side of the argument is biased, and it's proven by
your
your behavior even during watch-alongs. Mike was there. As soon as Salah makes one bad pass, immediately in the chat, you're like, Salah stinker.
Okay, and the minute Salah was good, let me finish too. The minute Salah was doing well at AFCON, because remember, you messaged me outside of this and you said, yo, I'm not Salah FC. And it wasn't even me that made that comment. But then you were on the stream saying, Salah FC's eating good right now. You were talking about a Twitter page, Jakob or whatever. That page, he also disses Liverpool players. So he might hype up Salah, but he regularly tears down.
I was just saying that in jest, though, and you know I was. You're using a joke.
What I'm saying is that is showing a bias towards Salah. But I'm not.
Can you load up that clip? Load up that clip where I said.
I'll find it. I just want to clarify my point because people didn't understand it.
If I wasn't laughing during that clip, I'll delete my YouTube channel right now.
Okay, I'll pull it up for you and I'll send it. I'll pull it up.
Yeah, because I was laughing. He knows I said it in jest as well. He knows I said it in jest.
I just want to clarify that part about the bias because people.
Also, if you're saying it's Muslim bias, Sadio Mane is Muslim.
No, I'm not saying it's Muslim. I'm saying it's more the Arab side of things, not necessarily the Muslim part. And I'm just going to give you a perfect example to illustrate it. Right? What my point is. I think people missed it. So the perfect example of why I said that's human nature is if you look at golf, for example, which is quote unquote historically been it's predominantly white males and white in terms of the sport generally in the past.
Mhm.
And the most popular golfer, at least in modern times, was Tiger Woods. A lot of black people, let's say, weren't very much interested in golf before Tiger Woods started playing, myself included. And a lot of us still didn't watch it after he was playing. But if he was playing, whether I like the sport or not, I would be cheering for Tiger Woods because he's representing someone. I can look at him and feel like I'm being represented in this sport. So it's the same thing. Like I could understand if you're an Arab person, especially there aren't a lot. It's not like a significant number of really, really, really good Arab players. A lot of in terms of like the predominant, right? So if Salah comes around now and he's really good, he's the best player on our team, I would understand if you or anyone else is more drawn towards Salah than another player. Like I don't see a problem with that at all. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay,
so I'm saying if you are biased
not...
towards Salah, I would understand. Okay. And I do think you are biased towards Salah. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, and I'm saying I'm not biased, and the proof for me of me not being biased is I defended non-Arab players in the team because this team is majority non-Arab anyway. Like I sat here on streams defending Kirkaz, like I sat here on stream defending Frimpong, and the thing that you need to understand is there's a lot of people who defend Salah. Jamie is white Christian, he defends Salah. Mike is New York mixed Jewish Arab who defends Salah. K-Mac is Scousy defends Salah. Tom Little is Scousy defends Salah. Mons, black Jamaican defends Salah. So this has nothing to do with race. This has nothing to do with religion. This has nothing to do with race or religion. I'm talking about from a general perspective. The reason why Liverpool are shit this season has been mostly the manager and his employment of the tactics, which is why a lot of the players look bad. Now, you using the standards argument has nothing to do with bias and religion or anything like this. The reason why the standards argument is weak is by definition, you're saying it's okay for Cody Gakpo to miss 5 one-on-ones, but it's not okay for Salah to miss 1-on-1 because he is Salah. And I'm saying that is not a standard to judge football players on. That's why I brought up the Haaland argument. Now, can you answer my question, which I asked half an hour ago? How many goals does Erling Haaland have over the last 6 games?
0, you said, right?
No, over the last six games, how many goals does Haaland have since Forest? So it's Forest, Sunderland, Chelsea, Brighton, and Man United. All games he's played.
I don't know. Is it 0? I don't follow Haaland.
He has 1 goal in the last 6-7 games. Okay. Now, if I extend it even to the 2 or 3 or 4 games before that, it becomes 5 goals in 12 games. Now, no City fan should go live on YouTube and go like, Erling Haaland is judged to a different standard because he's Erling Haaland, and it's time for us to get Erling Haaland out of the team for us to get better. Because anyone who watches Manchester City knows that the issue for them is they lack legs in midfield, they have defensive issues at the back right now, and that's why they're conceding goals, that's why they keep conceding chances, and it's not on Erling Haaland to save their ass every single time. Now, if Emeka existed from a City fan perspective, the City fan Emeka would go live and go like, get Erling Haaland out of this team. I judge him differently. It's okay for Marmoush to miss 5 chances because he's Marmoush, but it's not okay for Haaland to miss 5 chances because he's Haaland. And that's the problem with the standards argument. The standard and the other thing is,
can we the whole point of this conversation was
please, one second, please. The reason why the standards argument needs to be applied both ways. Do you admit now? Do you admit? Okay, one second. Rax, let me land, ya Habib. Do you admit that last season then was the Salah League title since he's held to a massive standard?
I think he carried the attack, yeah.
But that's not how this works, buddy. Because if you're gonna judge him at everything negatively, then everything positively he does needs to be the other way around.
Yeah, but I did. But I'm saying he carried our attack. He carried our attack. How is that not saying that he?
But you haven't answered my question. Was last season the Salah League title?
What is that? That means like it was like he was the only one that we're only giving Salah credit for that title, is what you're saying.
Okay, point proven, chat.
I'm asking you. I just said he carried the attack. What are you asking
judge him by his standard?
What are you asking me? He carried the attack. What more?
But when he wins 26 man of the match out of 38 games, and he clearly was the best player in the whole league last season, you can't even say it was his league title. But I'm the biased one.
But VVD had a spectacular season too. He had one of his best seasons. Are we saying that we win the title without VVD? Is that what we're saying? Would we win that title without Virgil?
I'm not saying anything. Don't put words in my
So
mouth.
then nothing I said is wrong.
I never
Salah
said
carried the attack. Virgil carried the defense.
That's
I don't
my
think we
opinion.
win that title without
That's
either
my
of them.
opinion.
That's my
That's my
opinion.
opinion.
I don't think Salah carried our team. We also had Virgil, who had a historical season, one of the best seasons he's had for us as well.
Mhm.
Allison was in top form when he played. Trent was in top form, at least for the start of the season, when before he fell off a cliff. And Salah carried our attack. None of the other attackers showed up. Simple. So
Marseille played
I don't think
open.
only he gets credit. That's my point.
Big up to Emeka, not the one on the panel, the super chat. And Marseille played open, so that's likely outlier. And then he says,
Shit, I
next
didn't
game
even
is
notice
critical, risk dropping below top 5. Where the fuck are we even in the league? Let me just check.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Fourth, I
We
think.
can.
After behind Villa. United and Chelsea.
We are 4 plus 3, 7 points behind Aston Villa and 1 point above United and 2 points above Chelsea.
I think there's like 5 points between 4th place and 14th. Isn't there? It's really mad.
We really have to win tomorrow.
Really close.
Really have to win. One day Mike's mustache will fly away from the amount of bullshit that comes out his mouth, is what Top MG is saying. Mike hasn't even said anything, you guys.
Wow.
Why is every stream the fuck Mike stream? Mike ain't that shit the stream.
Because people don't like to hear the
Yeah.
truth. People don't like to hear the truth. That's all.
Rumor has it Mike hangs up at the Samaritans. What's the Samaritan?
Wow. Wow. That's people who call you when they're trying to think about ending their life.
Oh my. Johnny, that's mad. That's mad.
that is so
That's
dark,
fucking
man.
crazy.
That is
That's
cold.
crazy.
Johnny's got a start
Johnny, have some fucking shame, man. Look at this guy. I just miss wow performances from Liverpool. I think the Marseille performance was wow to an extent. It was wow. It was wow. Little wow. Little wow. Out of the Champions League round of 16 and FA Cup, does he get sacked? Of course.
No.
Liverpool not winning the UCL or Prem, we've failed.
I don't think so.
And also Champions League round of 16
at the end of the
ain't round of
season,
16
we'll
next
know.
round anyway.
I don't think Arne Slot's getting sacked at all, full stop.
No, I think he's gonna get sacked.
At end of the season, he will.
Unless he
End
wins
of the season,
UCL.
yeah. End
Not
of
I
the
think,
season, we'll see.
I think he'd be manager next season as well.
But look, it
They were
this
speaking
is
about
going back to the
contract.
point we made earlier, right?
The
This
end
is
of
why
it.
I'm saying we need to part of this, the rest of this season, regardless of what happens in the Champions League and stuff, is to set us up for next season. If we end the rest of the league season poorly, I think Slot will go. But if we go on a good run, we're playing good football, we'll start winning games convincingly, and we secure top 4 comfortably, maybe we'll finish 3rd or something like that, then there's actually a reasonable case to be had to keep him on if things are going in the right direction. If things aren't even going in the right direction, yeah, I don't think there's a cat's chance in hell. That's the
The thing is, I'm not even bringing stuff out my ass. At the end of the day, they were talking to Slot about extending his contract, and the talk stopped. So for me now, it's become obviously a thing of wait till the end of the season. So
Yeah, they're waiting.
but
yeah,
why
they're
no
waiting.
standards with other big players? Hey, this is what they do, Top MG. R.I.P. Ibrahima's dad. May Allah grant his dad paradise. Yes, big up to Ibrahim Konate. I'm thoughts with him on this tough time as well. Why is this guy looking at ethnics? Obviously, you hate Salah. We debunked that anyway. We're talking about footy, and bro brings race and religion, is what Hugo's fan is saying. As a non-binary agnostic person, I defend Salah, is what Fonzie is saying. Big up Fonzie, man. Big up Fonzie. Thank God we got out of that rabbit hole right there, because no one's going to accuse me of bias. Anyway, big up to all of you guys locked in. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing, please. Every single one of you, please hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're yet to do so. Every single one of you, please like and subscribe. Now, after Newcastle and City, what the fuck is happening? After Newcastle and City, top 4 still at risk, is what Emeka is saying. Top 4 is definitely at risk to an extent, but I still think eventually our quality will get us top 4 anyway. Like, and the other thing about top 4 race, Emeka, is I think with top 4 race, you can be inconsistent. You don't have to win every single game to get top 4. That's just the truth, and it's been the case for forever now. Anyway, big up to all of you guys. Please like and subscribe. So I want to talk about Liverpool's Champions League chances. Mike, do you see Liverpool winning in the Champions League this season? What chance do you give us, and how do you see it? Dan, if you don't like it, you can stop watching, brother. It's okay. If someone accuses me of something, I have the right to defend myself. Go ahead, Mike.
It's smart of you to ask the most positive person on the panel this very positive question. Listen, I think that right now in Europe, it's wide open. I don't see any real favorite. I know that Arsenal are the most in form, but they haven't done it. They've never won a Champions League, and seemingly for the last 5 years, no matter what competition it was in, they find a way to drop the ball. Outside of them, of course, there are other teams that are without a doubt better than us. I look at Bayern, they're better than us. I look at Barcelona, they're better than us. I look at Real Madrid on their day, they're better than us. But that's on paper, right? I think that we have the ability to win ties against any of these teams. But that ability is entirely based on how we set up. I don't think it has to do with individual quality. I think the only question that I would have would be our defensive depth, especially if we sold Andrew Robertson. You would have to recall Tsimikas, or if you wanted to buy a different left back. But with the whole Robbo thing, if this is some sort of ploy where Tottenham Hotspur are under the table basically saying, hey, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, and I'll let Van de Ven go to you, maybe in hindsight wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I only have one right back right now because Ramsey can't get time. Frimpong is my only right back. I only have 3 center backs. That would be my only real question. Midfield, ability-wise, individuality, I don't know. Like when we are cohesive, we are good enough. I don't really think it's like a question of can we, because I think that we can, and I think that a lot of teams can. It's just a matter of will we get in our own way. And then, there's all the other intangibles involved in this. Who do you draw? What is the form of the other team at the time that you play them? Does the other team make mistakes? What is the other manager going to do? There's a million different intangibles that go into winning a Champions
And also,
League.
as well, since you touched on it, what do you think of this whole Robertson leaving thing and Tsimikas coming back? If we just take it at face value without any Van de Ven conspiracies.
Listen, there is no taking it at face value. It doesn't make any sense at face value. It only makes sense if Tottenham are basically saying, I need this Band-Aid right now, and I will help you in the long term because I know Van de Ven wants to leave. And I know that, he admires Liverpool and there's the Virgil van Dijk connection. If it's just at face value, nothing that we have done this January makes any sense. So I don't think that we're in a face value conversation. But you asked what's the percentage that I think that we can win. And, I'm looking at maybe 30% chance just based on who I have available. What's the potential going to be in
30%
30's high.
chance.
30's high. So
that probably makes us like...
Hold on. Listen, the reason why I say I mean, given the fact that I spent 500 million fucking pounds, 30% is disgusting. Okay, that's disgusting given the context of this season. The reason why I say 30% is
Mike.
That's 1 in 3. That's 1 in 3.
That's 1 in 3.
Okay, but listen. Just listen. The reason why I'm saying
Mike hasn't got the maths right on this. I don't.
Yeah,
think
I do. No. Listen, I'm not saying that when I say 30%, I'm not saying that if everyone was 100%, Liverpool would take 30. That's not what I mean. What I mean is like in the context of me as a fan, what is the outcome that I think I can see that happening? Discounting all other teams, like what is the probability of just Liverpool? Only looking at Liverpool that I could see us winning the Champions League. And the reason why I say that is because Arne Slot has proved that when it comes to heavy hitters in Europe, he can go toe-to-toe. Like he can tactically on the day play chess with any of these guys, right? So because of that, I'm thinking to myself, if I can avoid British teams up until the final, I have a really good chance. Like if we don't play anyone in England until the final, I think there's a seriously high chance that we can win the Champions League. But I can't predict that. I can't predict who's going to be in it. What's the sides of the brackets going to look like? Who are we going to draw? That's not something that's predictable. If we play an English side, I'm going to start to get worried. I don't want to have to play City. I don't want to have to play Arsenal. I sure as shit don't want to have to play Chelsea because of English football, not because of the club, because of the style of play. But But yeah, no, it's not 30%. Like if you took every single team and you chunked up what the percentage are. That's not what I mean. What I'm saying is, what are the odds that I think it happens as a Liverpool fan? And just that 30%, and I think that that's low.
That's high, Mike. That's so
by
high.
the way, the Robertson thing. I think it's really interesting because I don't think we appreciated how good Jurgen was with keeping squad players happy. Like, he managed to do that for so many years. If you look at Liverpool with Arnie, since we've had him, the players that don't play end up leaving Liverpool. Like, they don't stick around. Like, Quansah wanted to go. Diaz obviously wanted to go because of the contract issue, but he was still touting himself around. Looks like Robbo wants to go. Like, Elliott wanted to go. Like, there's a lot of players that don't like being a squad player with Arnie. And it does worry me that we are going to end up with the team that Arnie wants, which is a really, really small squad. Really small. And that does worry me because, okay, Robbo goes. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably do a montage on Robbo because, like, he's the #1 Premier League assist player right now, like, broken the records. Like, he's got Scotland's a World Cup and 2 Euros. He's won every single trophy with Liverpool. He's an absolute legend for us. But he hasn't played this season hardly. Like, he's come on here and there, played a lot of pointless games. He's not been fantastic either for the last couple of years, but he's still a good player. And he's one of our highest earners. And you have to look at Kirkhead. Kirkhead's last 2 seasons for Bournemouth never missed a game. Played every single Premier League game. Like, he is a solid player. And Tsimikas hasn't worked out at Roma. He's coming back. He's happy to be a squad player. He was a squad player for us for how many years? But the problem is, we had Jurgen, who managed to keep squad players happy. I don't think Arnie can do that. So I don't really know what's going to happen with him either. Like, he'll probably go at the end of the season. Like, because he won't want to be squad player with us.
If Tsimikas is coming back, there is an issue there because even if it's only for half a season, personally, I would prefer Robbo stays. He gets a good send-off at the end of the season. Legend gets, to lap of honor and all that kind of stuff.
World Cup, though. I think he wants to play.
And this is the thing.
Yeah. So this is why he can get that now too, though, based on this report coming out now.
Maybe. But it depends when he goes, right? Because we're playing Bournemouth next. So if he goes, if he goes on the weekend or something, I would prefer him to stay. Also because I think he's a more solid option than Tsimikas. But there is a problem that if Tsimikas is coming back, it depends. If not, it doesn't make any sense to get rid of him because what we're going to get rid of him for $1 million or 2 in wages and $1 million or 2 in transfer fee. I have no idea what the numbers are, so I'm just guessing.
I think it's 3 million. I think it's 3 million transfer.
It's marginal.
By the way, we just loaned out Luke Chambers, who was a left back as well. By the way,
yeah.
It is weird.
Look, I think that in terms of the Champions League discussion, on our day, we can beat anybody. We've already proved it this season that we can do it. The problem has been this season is our day has not come often enough. But we've beat one of the top 2 teams. I think Madrid are a point behind Barcelona. Chelsea beat Barcelona, so we know that they're close in terms of quality. We beat arguably the best team or one of the best teams in Italy. We beat one of the best teams. Arguably the best team in England and the world right now in Arsenal, and played a good game against them at the Emirates a few weeks ago. So, and look, people will say Anfield's not the same and stuff. On a European night, when the going gets tough against a big team, the fans will show up, right? They've done it numerous times before. So we are capable of winning it. It's a long shot because I don't think we've played well enough throughout this season. We haven't seen enough quality. But is it possible? Absolutely.
Let me ask you a question, Rax, because you're the beacon of positivity. I'll ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
When push comes to shove, do you trust Arne Slot to out-tactic the elite managers in this competition?
Who are the elite managers for Sam?
Don't get mad.
I'm not mad. Go on. Enrique?
Arteta, Enrique, Hansi Flick.
Mm-hmm.
He out-tacticked Arteta already, no? This season?
Honestly,
Twice.
Real Madrid, I think Real
and-
Madrid is
and-
more
and
like
Enrique-
player-based, if anything, really. Because
and
fucking
Enrique-
Arbeloa, like who
Sure.
fucks Arbeloa?
But also Enrique.
Can I just mention one thing
we
on
got
that?
knocked out. We got knocked
Can I
out
just
on
mention one
penalties
thing,
last
Rax?
season.
Sorry,
They
mate.
played better in PSG, and we played better at Anfield. It was
Company as well with Bayern. How do you
Uh,
feel about like
I,
these?
I, honestly, like
Can I just
some of these
mention
guys,
one thing about Arnie? Arnie does something which none of the other managers do, and he goes against his own philosophy and tactics, and he has done in the Champions League. Sorry, Rax, you can talk in a minute, mate.
No, that's cool. Go on.
But that's what he does, and I don't think a lot of other managers do that, and I think that is something which could win us something in the Champions League.
Yeah, but
Like,
Pep, I
look at
mean,
the way we played.
But
We
also
played
Pep,
anti-Arnie
Pep-
football.
how many times has Pep been criticised for overthinking stuff? You know, Arteta. I mean, look, Arteta is doing really well this season, and he's taking a long.
I just named the ones that I think are very good. That's it.
I think on our day, because if we're playing to our best and other teams are playing to their best, it's very, very close. I don't think there's. If we're playing to our best with the quality that we have in our squad, we are capable of beating PSG or being very, very close. We already have proven that we can beat Arsenal this season. We've got the advantage of. I'm not even that bothered about English teams because English teams will have to come to Anfield. Don't get me wrong, it's not going to be easy. But the reason why it's not going to be easy is because we haven't shown our level of quality frequently enough. So that leads me to question whether we're going to be able to do it frequently enough in the rest of the Premier League, in the rest of the Champions League. But if I'm saying that on any given day we can beat any team in the world. I think it's a long shot. I still think it's a long shot.
Trust not to out-tactic these managers.
Yeah, he's capable of doing it. He's capable of doing that. I'm not going to say he's going to. The thing is, he doesn't have to do it 10 times out of 10. He might be out-tactic. I don't know. I mean, it depends how you describe that. But Arteta might out-tactic him. We might get a random goal on the break from a pot shot or from a free kick by Szoboszlai, and then out-tactic, out-Shrek it. I went a bit Jewish there. I don't know what this was about, but I mean, you know, it matters, but it doesn't matter.
I just think the Champions League in general historically is about obviously the best teams win, but it's also just about having that X factor and that individual quality to turn a game. And I think we have enough of that in our team where if the manager can set the team up correctly, I don't see why we wouldn't be able to advance in the Champions League. It's one-off games. We have that heritage, which matters in this competition, which is why I'm less scared to face. Like, I know you guys say you don't want to face the English teams, but certain English teams that we have more heritage than, I just think that matters in some of these ties. So I just feel like it does come down to the manager, but you mentioned Arteta, Hussam, and like, I think Slot's done pretty well tactically versus Arteta this year. Like, he hasn't lost to him. He's only we've beat him as well. The way we that second half at the Emirates, again, that was a really big performance. Just that half for me, because I could see us replicating that in the later stages of the Champions League if we have to go on the road. Just putting on a solid away performance, I think, is what the Champions League knockouts are about. And those are the only games we've been upping it for all season. All the big, we've lost some big games too.
Who are the other teams though?
We've upped it.
We haven't conceded a goal against Arteta, by the way.
Yeah, but let's look at the teams who would we consider the favourites, right? PSG, of course, they're capable of going and doing it again because they've shown their quality. Arsenal are solid right now. They could go away, get a clean sheet, come home, get a 1-0, plausible. Outside of that,
and PSG's not playing well this year either.
Yeah, they're not playing at the same level.
You got PSG who played Inter. Well, we beat Inter. We've also beat PSG before, by the way. We beat Arsenal already this season. We've already beat Real Madrid. You pretty much rattled off most of the teams. I think you've got Napoli, you've got Atalanta. They're quite high in the league. Bayern Munich, we've beaten Bayern Munich before. Arsenal have beaten Bayern Munich, and we've beaten Arsenal. The thing is, though, and this is something which I haven't really looked at enough, but if you look at the fact that all of the English teams are probably going to end up in the top 8. That means we're not going to play an English team until the 16.
We can't play them anyway because we're geo-locked.
So we won't play them until the semi-finals or the quarterfinals.
No.
Quarterfinals. So we're going to miss. We're going to end up playing some other team, which is wherever. And there's loads of random teams that are going to be in that bottom 24 that will play. And it won't be an Arsenal, a Man City, a Tottenham, a Newcastle, or a Chelsea. So it could be. Do you remember that European final where every single team was English?
You can play anyone you want in the last 16, by the way. It's not geo.
There were 3 of the last 4. I remember there was a couple of times.
Yeah, it could be.
Oh yeah, you mean when
like 2 English teams?
We played Chelsea?
Yeah, we played like Chelsea and then Arsenal, didn't we? Or Arsenal and Chelsea. I mean, not beat Arsenal and got beat by Chelsea. Like it could end up being
Fabregas floundering to catch up to. I can't remember who it was, but that was so funny.
Ryan Babel.
That was it. Yes.
Oh, remember, I'm a fake Liverpool fan. I supported this. So guys,
Jamie,
we'll play Carabag and then we'll get Carabag.
What are we chatting about?
We're chatting about Liverpool winning the Champions League. Jamie, if you'd like to join us, instead of you talking about you know what in the private chat.
That still works today. That we're winning number 7. It's in the stars.
Oh,
yes, Jamie. Yes, Jamie.
There is something. I don't know what it is. I don't know if you guys have this same thing. I've just got this little feeling that Liverpool are going to win the Champions League this year. I don't know why. I've just got this underlying feeling that we are. Because I think we're Liverpool. Liverpool have a lot of. Yes, the league season's gone bad for us, and it's awful this year. There's no doubt about that. There's no hiding it. And what I'm going to say sounds mad because how crap we've been. But we do have a lot of individual quality in our squad, which is perfect for Europe. You know, which is more perfect for Europe than it is for domestic league week in, week out in European football. And that quality can see you through in these knockout games. And the thing is, you know, no one will want to play Liverpool quarterfinals onwards in 2 legs, especially at Anfield. No one. It's probably the worst stadium to go to in Europe for an away team, especially that late on in Europe in the Champions League. Even if we do play an English side, I'm confident of it as well. I don't know why. I just feel like there's something happening in. I could just feel it. I don't know why.
Look, Chelsea right now, there's uncertainty, right? City have lost.
Fucking Chelsea, are you mad? Come on, man.
City are terrible. City ain't great.
I'll be honest. I actually back us against all the English teams. I'll be honest.
I don't.
We actually have quite a good record against the English teams.
Don't get me wrong.
I'll tell you the 3 teams I fear. I fear PSG, I fear Bayern, and I fear Barcelona.
It works both ways. But
those are the 3.
Yeah, they will look at Liverpool and say the same thing. They will say, okay, Liverpool aren't great at the moment. We can get at them. But it works both ways. None of them are great either. Arsenal have a solid defence. Their attack is questionable.
The one,
I
these
think
are
it's individual talent. It's individual talent.
the 3 teams that I said are the only ones I'm really afraid of. Barca, Bayern, and PSG. That's it.
You know what's really interesting as well? There's a lot of Liverpool players that have done interviews talking about the Champions League.
Yeah, they all want it.
As in, they really want to win this.
It's just the only thing left. It's the only thing left.
Virgil, if you go back to the beginning of the season,
Virgil now.
If you go back to the beginning of the season,
as well.
Yeah,
at the beginning of the season, Virgil said it's the trophy he wants this year. So I think they have got their obviously they've got their sights set on it now because of the league form and they got no choice.
So, yeah, we can all recalibrate a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. We can recalibrate and I think with Europe there's something a little bit different. No matter there's something about English teams in Europe at the moment where I don't think English teams are high on quality at the moment yet, but for some reason, they're steamrolling over European sides most of the time. And it's like they can't handle. Look at the Chelsea-Barcelona game. Chelsea took them apart. But then Chelsea will struggle against Bournemouth or something like that in the next game. And, Liverpool took Madrid. We beat Madrid quite comfortably. We beat Inter Milan away from home. We beat Atletico Madrid. You know, we just beaten apparently a very, very good Marseille team, who are apparently killing it in France, and you know their striker has 20 goals this season and all that stuff. They couldn't lay a glove on us on their own ground. So I do feel like an English team will win the Champions League this year. You know, I'm quite pumped for it. I swear I'm putting all, look, as a Liverpool fan right now, I'm just putting all my eggs in the Champions League basket. You know, obviously
now Arsenal going to do the quadruple.
We need our momentum. Obviously, you need your momentum to carry over in England, obviously in the domestic league, to just keep your momentum going. But I think Liverpool should aim for it. He obviously plays differently in Europe as well. If you look at all our European games this season compared to our Premier League games, Slot plays completely differently in Europe. How many times have we had a great European performance to go, right, like play like that on the weekend, and then he completely changes it for the weekend?
Well, according to him, Jamie, it's not him changing, it's the other teams changing.
It is a bit 50-50 on that, because you know European teams don't play low blocks. They go out and play, because European teams are meant to be more technical and stuff like that. So they want to play football, don't they, and be on the front foot. So they stretch the opposite. They stretch the pitch.
It's a better game.
When you're playing Premier League teams doing that, Premier League teams are more physical and quicker and faster. So that's why they get beaten. So
it's funny though, maybe like if you say like the low blocks is like what you don't like playing against, and then the opposition play them. Like Steven Gerrard's got a point.
Yeah, he needs to stop talking about it.
Yeah, shut up.
But this person in the chat made a good point about Real, because they actually have, at least in that last Champions League game, they have. We'll see how long it lasts. But Vinny was pressing, Mbappe was pressing, like. Mbappe was leading the press, which I don't think I've ever seen before. So
that'll last a week.
If their coach can keep that up, then they will be a scary
like a couple of weeks for Alonso, and then they just went, nah.
That's what I'm saying. Alonso is not going to do this thing forever, bro. I'll be honest with you guys.
No.
He ain't. Let's just be honest about this.
I think Europe at the moment, this season, is where I've had most of my fun as a Liverpool fan this season, to be fair.
Yeah, we all agree.
The Madrid wins.
The game was really nice.
Yeah. So,
but actually, the Madrid game at home, I enjoyed the fuck out of that game.
Yeah, exactly.
Brilliant.
So, who knows? Look, the 2005 Liverpool team was garbage in the league, and they beat arguably one of the greatest AC Milan teams ever to win the final. We have seen mad things.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, we can win it. We can.
If Sinmar Pongole can have a Champions League medal, so can Wirtz. Do you know what I mean?
Wow. Cinema Pongole catching some strays. Big up. Scored a great goal against Olympiacos, by the way.
Yeah.
He weren't as good as Steve.
So what was his cousin's name? The other one who he signed.
Anthony Latalik.
Yeah, he scored one.
Do you remember when that? Yeah, against Juve. Yeah, the bouncy volley.
No, that was what's his name? That wasn't Garcia who scored.
No, it was Garcia. It was actually the Italic with the pass to Garcia. Do you remember when the Italic said he wanted Gerrard wages?
Sure.
That was delusional. I don't remember that specifically. I remember the Cinema Pongole though, the Olympiacos game. Mellor scored as well in that game.
Yeah.
Mellor got 2 GA in that game.
Yeah,
he's the one that had the header.
Final, Vladimir Smicha scored 2 goals.
That's when they came off the good Arsenal game.
Remember him.
Big up Vladimir Smicha. Yeah, who says let's do it, man? Let's get number 7. Because I'll tell you what, if Arsenal do win the league, Liverpool winning the Champions League completely kills their. It takes all the thing off their title win.
It does.
Because the last game
doesn't matter.
Because the last game of domestic football is the Champions League final.
Sure, maybe it's been 20 years for them. Yeah. Nothing will take the shine off.
Oh, it will.
And ultimately we win for ourselves. We don't like. I don't.
I'm doing it for everyone, man.
Jamie's just heavy hating on Arsenal. I don't know why.
I hate Arsenal. I can't stand Arsenal. I hate Arsenal more than Man United.
That's
really
crazy.
Yeah. Right now I do, because United are nothing to me. United are nothing to me.
Wow.
United are like a divorced wife who's dead. Do you know what I mean?
Oh my god.
That's what United are like. Yeah.
Why can you ever give a normal analogy, Jamie? Like it's just
no.
United are like dry fries in a bag. They mean nothing to me. Why does it have to be dead wife who's divorced?
Yeah,
Why do you always have to do that?
That analogy you just did is worse than mine.
Yeah, you didn't say that.
Oh, wow. Wow, dry fries is worse than dead wife. Okay, buddy.
Nothing worse than dry fries, man.
When is it going to end, Robbie? When is it going to end with Jamie Phillips? So, Mike, after hearing all the kumbaya speeches, you think Liverpool are going to win the Champions League?
No.
Listen, I already told
he gave 30% chance, so yeah.
Hey, listen, I said from the perspective of a Liverpool fan only, I feel like I could see it happening. I think a lot of things have to come into place. I think we have to get favorable draws. I think our back line we cannot get another fucking injury. I cannot stress that enough. Joe Gomez, Ibrahima Konate, Virgil van Dijk, Milos Kerkez, and Jeremy Frimpong cannot miss a single fucking game. Not a second. Not even to get subbed off. Not a moment. Unless, of course, we start playing Calvin Ramsey and we somehow get Tsimikas.
What's this thing with Calvin Ramsey? You've mentioned him 100 times. Why? What's this thing?
Because he's our only other right back. He's the only other right back at the club right now. Connor Bradley's hurt. Joe Gomez has to play center back. I don't want to see Curtis Jones at right back. I don't want to fucking see Dominic Szoboszlai at right back. He's the only other guy at Liverpool Football Club who plays right-sided fullback. That's why I keep saying his name. And he never gets played because we're always shoehorning Szoboszlai in there, or we're shoehorning Curtis Jones in there for some idiotic fucking reason that I can't wrap my I can't wrap my brain around. But I could see it happening. I can see us winning the Champions League. I think that the Premier League form is going to have to get better. I mean, like we cannot continue this. You know, the way that we're performing in the Premier League right now will tarnish our confidence. It will build pressure on the team because it will not equal top four. But yeah, of course, very, very possible. Salah's got to get himself back into form. Wirtz has to continue playing on the left. Ekitike has to stay healthy. But yeah, it absolutely could happen. And you know, the only time that the Anfield, which I won't say what I like to call it right now because we won 3-0, but the only time that stadium ever decides to not be a library is for Champions League nights, as long as it's not against a Dutch club. If it's against a Dutch club, we're fucked. We just got to hope that no Dutch teams make it into the deep stages of the Champions League, because if we play a Dutch team, we're going to get screwed. All right,
I'm not going to see where PSV are.
But yeah, you know, listen, just get through Karabag. Most importantly, get through tomorrow. Get through this Bournemouth game. And I mean, I don't think the knockout stages doesn't start until what, like 4 weeks from now, 5 weeks from now. So Arne Slot might not even. Arne Slot, guys. Also remember, Arne Slot might not even be the manager. Like if we go out and we lose to Bournemouth and then we lose another game in the Premier League, you think he's going to beat? Not a chance. Not a chance, because then the club is going to realize, oh my God, we're not going to make top four.
And the final in Hungary.
Yeah,
Budapest.
Yeah, Budapest. Yeah. So, like, you know, it's very possible that Slot isn't even the manager. That is very possible.
PSV are 22nd, by the way, so they could still.
Fuck off, Kim.
I'd rather get them than PSG right now.
So just before we wrap up, I just want to hear everyone's most feared teams in this competition. Give me your top 3 teams that you would like to avoid. Now, before anyone goes like, we're Liverpool football club, I don't want to avoid anyone. I know, but that's not my point. I just want to know, who do you guys think like you would just like to avoid, basically? Tell me.
Arsenal, because I hate playing them.
Tell me top 3 teams you want to avoid in the UCL.
Arsenal, PSG, Chelsea.
Arsenal, PSG, Madrid. Arsenal, PSG, Madrid for me.
Okay, K-Mac.
Atalanta. Do not want Atalanta. And I certainly don't want to play PSV, because that manager's beaten Arnie every single time. And I know a lot of people don't rate them, but I think Barcelona would be a real problem for us.
Mike?
Liverpool Arsenal final. There you go.
I've made it pretty clear. No Dutch or English teams. No Dutch or English teams, and I think that we can beat anybody. I think that Bayern would pose. I think Bayern would pose a lot of problems for us. I think Barcelona would pose a lot of problems for us. But the thing is that these behemoths in Europe, they like to play football. They're not going to kick the ball long 75 times to our fullback. They're not going to play long ball. And Arne Slot will be more than happy to sit with 8 in the box for 60 minutes. Like, we will do that. We will pull a Inter Milan and make it so that you cannot get a shot because we have 8 guys in our back line. And we only have to do that for the away leg. But when it comes to English teams, Arsenal don't scare me as much as City would scare me in the late stages of the Champions League, because I think that we've already proven this season twice. Arne Slot's never lost to Mikel Arteta, and Arne Slot's proven that we can neuter you. You know, we can neutralize you, and we can create chances for ourselves.
Neuter you does not mean neutralize. You know what neuter means.
I know what neuter means.
I'm very good at English, brother. That does not mean neutralize.
We neutered the shit out of them. We had the most passes in their half. We had the most passes in their half at the Emirates in the last 4 years, and they didn't have a shot from the 45th minute to the 91st minute. Yes, we chopped off their balls, and we should have won that fucking game. And I'm still pissed about it. I'm still pissed that we didn't let go of the handbrake and we didn't go full regalia. But regardless of that, City scare me more because of their weapons and their offensive prowess. Arsenal are just, a paper tiger right now who have had a lot of luck, and I know that eventually that luck is going to run out.
Mike, Man City got beat by Bodo Glimt and by a lady.
Listen.
There's more people in Manchester City Stadium than Bodo Glimt City.
Actually, I have a better one. I have more subscribers than Bodo has population.
Yeah, it's mad. Like
Bodo, man. Bodo, man.
Gerald wants to shut shop against City.
That's too funny. I would say PSG, Madrid, and I would say I'm not afraid to play Arsenal. I just wouldn't want to play them in a final. Not to say we couldn't beat them in a final. I just don't want – I would never want that on our head. If somehow we didn't win that final, I would never want that. Because all my Arsenal friends, I banter them about the UCL, and I would just hate forever for us to be the first ones to give them that. So I just would prefer not to face them in the final. If it's not the final, I'm down to face Arsenal.
America, there was I think it was the year when United played Chelsea in the final. I think it was in Moscow, and I think we were in the semi-final against Chelsea at the time. And I said, if we get to the final against United, if we beat them, it'll be the greatest final ever. Yeah. And if we lose, it will be the worst possible final. So it's like those streams are just too crazy.
I know. Especially with Arsenal, they're first. I don't want to.
Now, you guys, we are all to an extent, even like Emeka and Rax, who just go on other channels and don't necessarily have their own channel. We are all content creators, and we have a lot of people we know and a lot of people we work with. Like, let's be honest about this shit right here, yeah? No one trying to do that. Like, if you win, it's fucking phenomenal. But what happens if you lose, Habibi?
Yeah. It's
then
terrible.
What? There you go. So this whole, oh my God, I'll be honest. I think, like, for me, we have a very good record against English teams on the UCL anyway. Yeah, I would back us against any English team. For me, here's who I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of teams that if we went 1-0 down against them, we're fucked. And that would be Barcelona, PSG, and Bayern Munich.
Why Barcelona? Why Barcelona?
I'll tell you why. Because if we go 1-0 down, immediately, by definition, we've got to attack.
Yeah.
By definition. True. So us having to attack, by definition, also means that we are going to concede a lot of chances. There's a difference when you concede a chance to Saka and Jokeres, to players like that, versus when you concede a chance to fucking Harry Kane, Luis Diaz, Michael Olise. You look at fucking PSG, that front four. Like, I'm not just not trying to see them. I'll be honest with you.
That's why you can't sleep on Madrid, Hussam. Just that is what we were saying about our own team, just having that X factor. At the end of the day, they have enough players to hurt you on a one-off game. I think anyone sleeping on Madrid in the Champions League shouldn't
I'm not.
do that.
I'm not sure PSG are that good this season. Like, I don't think they've quite clicked. Like, they lost their last game against Sporting, didn't they? In the Champions League, and they only won 1-0 tonight. Like, they're not steamrolling teams right now.
Yeah.
The only reason I'm sleeping on them though is just because of the whole slot thing, Habibi. I mean, sorry, Arbeloa thing. That's it.
He's coaching them.
If they still had Xabi Alonso, even though we beat him, if they still had Xabi Alonso, I would be at least like they have a serious manager. Because at some point in time, and we all know this because we've all been part of like clubs that won the UCL, you would need your manager to like beat someone tactically. And I don't think Arbeloa's got that in him. Guys, fucking Alvaro Arbeloa, what are we doing here? Like, even Gerrard has experience than Arbeloa. Like, yeah, they have players who can hurt us and all that shit. I agree with you, but like, fucking Arbeloa, come on, man. Come on, Arbeloa. We can beat Arbeloa. And there is something as well. Even though we have a shit record against Real Madrid in knockout competition, over the last 2 times we played them, we have beaten them, to be fair to Army.
Yeah.
Like,
it wasn't knockouts, to be fair, but yes.
Yeah, but we have beaten them.
Yeah,
so it's since Slot has been here, it's 2-0. Same thing what you guys said about Arsenal applies to them as well. So, yeah. Anyway, I'll just grab these supers. I'm gonna end the stream. Big up to all of you guys locked in. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe. Big up to all of you. Appreciate and love every single one of you guys. Thank you guys so much. There's been a great conversation, even the Salah one. So yeah, big up, man. Big up, you guys. Where the fuck is it?
What's that sound?
Here we go. We are getting ahead of ourselves. The teams who beat us were far better than us. But when we won against Arsenal, Inter, Real, it wasn't like demolition. To be fair, that is true as well. Like, there is an element of truth when it comes to it.
I don't think anyone can really demolish Arsenal. They're just really frigging strong all over the park.
Were Chelsea far better than us? Who else? I mean, City were at the time. I agree. That was
into their hands.
I think Chelsea was better than us. Chelsea was better than us, I think.
Well, we had a draw. We had a draw in like the 80th minute. Like, I'd still back us.
Chelsea have so many holes. I'd still back us to beat Chelsea. Like, I don't know.
Me too. But they did play better than us, I think, in the game we played them.
And then,
if the negotiations for Andy Robertson becomes a reality, then that means Liverpool will come knocking in the summer for Van de Ven. I'd like to introduce you to my conspiracies. Go ahead, explain it, Mike.
Basically, the theory would be that if we scratch Spurs' back by letting Andrew Robertson go, Spurs are not going to get in the way of us taking Van de Ven in the summer because Van de Ven doesn't want to resign there because he wants to move on. So, if it ends up being I get 25 million and then I only have to spend, net 50 million on Van de Ven and it's easy money, I don't really think it's the end of the world. Not to mention the fact that Kirkez, when he actually plays left back, seems to be doing more than a good enough job.
Okay, love that theory. That's not even conspiracy, if anything.
I actually think Curtis Jones might go to Tottenham as well. I don't know.
Well, if that happens, I'm going to fly to Anfield and burn it down because that.
Yeah, if he doesn't sign a new contract, I think he could go as well because they're offering 35 million plus now. And it's real.
We have no English players. I don't know how we're letting all these English players go.
Yeah. I think we're letting go of Robbo.
Because with Andy Robertson, at least he ain't homegrown, by the way. Robertson's not homegrown.
Letting go of Robbo this January is stupid.
That's Tsimikas coming back the opposite way because he's not homegrown.
Robertson not homegrown, so it doesn't really affect that homegrown quota thing. But with Curtis Jones, he obviously is homegrown, so it's different.
I can't believe we're thinking about letting Robbo go. It's crazy. Makes no sense.
He can play centre back as well. I know he's not fantastic, but he can play centre back. As an emergency. Yeah, I don't agree with the Robbo one either.
I mean, if you're going to let Robbo, this is what pays me off about my club sometimes. Yeah, If you go and let Robbo go and buy a new left back, or go buy a centre back that can play left back. Yeah, so you've covered 2 areas of the pitch with one player. We're recalling a player that the club don't even want.
It's weird.
So we're sending a player the club is happy to let go, but then we, instead of going and buying a centre back that we need that can maybe also cover that left back position at the same time, we're recalling a left back that Liverpool actively don't want. So it makes no sense. It's just weird.
I just think we need to buy a centre back because Joe Gomez can play right back or left back, and he's really good. So just buy a centre back. Like, go and get that done. Just go and get Ordonez. Like, he's there. He's available. He can play right back as well. He's really good. It makes no sense.
There must be a reason they're not doing it. I don't know.
Selling
what that
Curtis
reason
Jones is
but-
just a madness. Like, that is just a madness if that happens.
No, they won't sell.
But his
Curtis.
contract runs
I
out in
think
20.
Curtis Jones one is very far fetched for me. I'll be honest.
No,
that one's not gonna
He's only got 18 months.
So yeah,
He's got 18 months. We've done it again.
Curtis's contract runs out in 2027. He's on a very small contract, and they've still not given him a new deal. But they're looking at giving McAllister and Gravenberch new deals at this moment in time. If Gravenberch and McAllister get a new deal ahead of Curtis Jones, that tells me Curtis Jones is leaving.
That's a good.
That tells me the club see them two more important than Curtis Jones.
Yeah.
Can I just
Even. Sorry, go
I
ahead.
think all of you agree with completely logical. If Curtis Jones was linked to a move to like Atletico or something like this, I would get it. But I just don't see him going to Spurs, you guys. I really don't.
He'll play every week.
Sam, it's still like from a player's
That's
perspective, it's a London
down,
club. He's gonna get playing time. They might pay him a lot of money. They'll probably overpay him. Like from a player perspective, I could see how he could choose Spurs.
So we're not deeping the fact that it's a massive step down. We're
It's a
ignoring it.
massive step down.
But he's not going to get another Liverpool. He's not going to get a Liverpool.
No, he's not going to go that
club.
way, is he? He's not going that way,
up,
is he?
right?
Yeah,
He's not like
Yeah,
Trent,
of
where it's
course,
like,
I'm
I'm
saying
going
it.
to go to a.
Like you can get a football club that isn't that much of a step down.
I probably feel if Curtis might look at it in a way and go, Curtis is probably better than every Tottenham midfielder. So he's probably looking at it. He's probably looking at it and going,
He is.
I walk into that team and I'm the guy. Because when you hear Curtis talking all that, Curtis is very I'm the guy scenario.
He believes in himself.
He really believes in himself, and he's never going to be the guy at Liverpool, although he wants to be because he's a Liverpool fan. He wants to be. I don't think the club see him that way. I don't think the managers really see him that way either. Like Klopp or Slot has been there. But at Tottenham, he will play every single week, and he will be the guy. He will be their main man. So from that point of view, I can understand it from a Curtis point of view if he is thinking about it. And as I keep saying, from a club point of view, the fact that I keep hearing rumours, and Ornstein said it, Fabrizio said it in recent weeks, that Liverpool are trying to tie down Szoboszlai, Gravenberch and McAllister, all new to new contracts. And I don't hear Curtis Jones' name ever brought up in that when he's got 18 months left. For me, tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah, that's actually a very good point, Jamie. Just from even like a human perspective, he's going to see that. He's going to be aware that the club is clearly motivated to sign the 3 players he's competing directly with. So if there's any stalling that's going on Liverpool's part, or if they're like lowballing him to an extreme degree, none of this really should be a surprise.
You know what I will say though that no one's really talking about
Full profit
is Thomas Frank loves Liverpool players. Look at he signed 3 Liverpool players for Brentford. Like he's got this obsession with Liverpool players. Like he
He's a Liverpool fan, ain't he?
Sepp van der Berg, Carvalho, and bloody what's the name? Queven Gallagher, because he wanted Queven Gallagher. I wouldn't be surprised if he ended up at Tottenham. And the thing about Curtis Jones as well, I think Curtis Jones wants to play more attacking football, and he's not being allowed to do that at Liverpool. I think he might go to Tottenham and play on the wing as a left winger.
Damn, Rax just left us. When was the last time we knocked out Real from the Champions League? Knocked out 08-09. 5-0.
Gerrard, don't it?
Yeah, Gerrard. After that game,
I was there. Sorry.
After that game, Zinedine Zidane came out and said Gerrard is better than Messi and Ronaldo.
He said he was the best player in the world, at that time.
Yeah, he fully said it. Big up. Final is at Sobo's backyard. We will be home. I mean, Sobo and Karkas, so definitely. But fucking get there first. We'll have all the Hungary ultras on our side, but get there, Habibi.
Someone's just said something in the chat that makes a lot of sense as well. Don't forget, Curtis Jones would be pure profit as well if Liverpool did sell him.
Yeah.
Another thing, though, guys, I don't know if you guys have been thinking this too, but just looking at our future prospects, in the history of the Prem, how many teams have won without one of their starters being like a starter on the English national team? Is that common? Like, I feel like you have to have someone on your team that's really like a really good English player. And I feel like
Davey, Owen,
they all
even
there, right?
Even Emilewski was an England starter. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's like I feel like that's a real, which is why the Gahey deal still, like, I feel like we didn't push for it. Like, we actually need homegrown players. Like,
I think after you
who's
see
our target?
after you see the financials, that's why.
If Curtis goes,
I mean, in the summer,
we are 100% going in for Adam Morton. 100%.
Oh yeah.
We have to. At this point, we have to.
That is definitely going to be happening.
We actually have
Or Crystal Palace just selling everyone. Can we get relegated?
I hope we buy Tonali from Newcastle personally, but that's just me.
But yeah, I just brought that
The
up to
reason
say I feel like we need
by
need some
prayers
push.
and lucky draw and no injuries and aliens coming to take back Mikey. Fucking why fuck Mike for?
Yeah, I don't know who this guy is, but
Top
there you go.
MG. Yeah, I think he's got a picture of Mike.
Isn't this how you guys do it in Europe? Isn't this how you guys do it in England? You go like this. In America, we do this.
Like that, yeah.
Jamie, my fear is UCL round of 16 different from group stages. Yeah, it is different though. So your fear is reality. It's something
It'll be different. It'll be different, but does anyone really see PSG, Real Madrid, and Bayern Munich playing low blocks still?
No.
No, that's what I'm saying.
But we might.
Yeah, they might against us too.
Teams
Because Real in that final, they played pretty close to a low block against us. They just defended all game pretty much.
To be honest, Erica, they played like that the whole campaign. To be fair,
my thing is, Amica, is I do believe teams do play differently in the knockout stages, but so will we.
Yeah,
so we will see.
That's what
You
I
will
said
see
about Arnie.
is the
Arnie
better
doesn't care about how he plays football. Like he plays however it is to get the results. In the Premier League, I don't know what he's been doing, but in the Champions League, he's threw his tactics out the window and just gone each game. Is that what the inside of a Ferrari looks like? I didn't know.
No.
That's a Prius if I've ever seen one.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. But you know the reason for that, isn't it?
Oh, he's muted.
You know the reason for that. It's because he has all his
just doing
money.
my night shift, Jamie.
Oh, right.
No, I'm just starting my night shift. I'll see you at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
We got Stan says Curtis needs to stay. He's a local fan. Also gives me hope for a pathway to academy players. Also makes more progressive passes, maybe even more than Soboslai and Callisteran. But
I love Curtis.
I want Curtis to stay. I don't want Curtis to stay. I don't want Curtis to leave. But anyway,
it's just changed a lot of Liverpool fans' opinion of him in the last year or so, I'd say.
Yeah.
The scary thing is, though, he's never been linked away like this.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap up the stream here. All the links are in the description. Go give Mike that subscription. K-Mac channel, Jamie Phillips football chats. Emeka doesn't have a chance because him exclusively getting destroyed every week here. Rax as well is on here on the terrace on Igal's channel as well. We're gonna send you guys over to Yasser TV. He's live right now doing a Palace Chelsea preview. Love you all. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll see you guys back tomorrow for City Wolves, inshallah. Peace out. Love you all. And don't forget, check out our sponsor, MHF 15% off until January 31st on all winter edition stuff and general stuff as well. Peace.
Here we go.